Steve Chambers in third. I hope for his sake he is aware of what's going on behind him, because a lot of action, a lot of traffic, and four very busy men winding him in, and very, very keen to do something about increasing their points tally in this, the second round of the Shell Oil Super Cup series for super bikes. Chambers now right with McGladdery. Steve, this is getting into be a really exciting situation.
Yes, Steve Chambers, I think he's slow, and it's difficult to say without putting a watch on him, but I think he's possibly slow. He might have a tyre problem. Maybe he didn't start with a new tyre and the others did, because that will make a tremendous amount of difference. So they're going to be holding him up now. Race leader not getting much of the recognition today because he's having such a solitary ride, but over the line goes Roger Burnett, number 9. And this is the hectic tussle for third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh place. No less than 5 riders, and Morrison is past Griffith. Morrison, number 2, is up to 6th place, having passed David Griffith, who has now lost touch with this flying pack. So Morrison having a charge. Right, who's going to make the break here? They're all in each other's slipstream at this point. You'll probably see someone dart out and try and make a very brave manoeuvre at the end of the straight. No, they've decided to sit in that same position. They're obviously waiting. There's 11 laps gone, so they've got a few more laps before they need to make that vital decision. Lap 11, and Carl Fogarty, number 4, is 10.4 seconds ahead of the second place man, and everybody doing all they know. Stringer there really pushing McGladdery. Chambers under real pressure, and Morrison just sitting on the fence waiting to see all 3 of them slide off. Right, Steve Chambers will know what's going on now. He just took a look over his shoulder. He probably heard them. He didn't need to look. So he'll be trying to up the pace, but as I said before, if he has a tyre problem, he's probably on the limit now. Number 14, Steve Chambers from Lincoln. He will go home a happy man if he can stay in third place. He will, however, be disappointed if McGladdery gets past, and if Stringer gets past, and number 2, Brian Morrison. They really are giving us a demonstration of synchronized motorcycle riding as they exit Barn Corner for the start-finish straight, and alongside goes Stringer, slingshots past McGladdery on the inside. Tremendous power from the Yamaha. He's now right on the Honda of Steve Chambers, and Steve, he's on his way. Yeah, if he can keep this momentum up, he's gone into the corner well, he took a nice line, he's right behind Steve Chambers now. He just needs to get very, very close. He wants to be with about a metre behind him, but I don't think he's quite close enough again. If he doesn't pass Chambers, then I think McGladdery's going to come back past him. Well, Andy McGladdery, a very determined rider, but Stringer now right with the number 14 machine of Steve Chambers, the Honda of Steve Chambers, the Yamaha of Ray Stringer, and Andy McGladdery also there. Brian Morrison having a look at Andy McGladdery, trying to slip through. Morrison also, and a tricky one there. Stringer nearly sat up. I mean, this battle for third is just incredible, but Stringer just lost the rear end there. You could see him nearly high-sided him. It slid out and he stood up on the footrest, but he didn't lose a lot of time. He's still tucked in behind third place man Steve Chambers. Well, it nearly pitched him off, but we're jumping around here in the commentary point because this really is a gripping race, and through Morrison. So Morrison third, fourth, fifth, Morrison through. Now going very well indeed. Morrison, third, fourth, fifth, sixth place Brian Morrison, right behind Andy McGladdery, trying desperately all he knows to get past the 38 machine. And I suspect he might deliver the goods before the end of the race. Andy McGladdery now losing touch a little bit with Ray Stringer, who is hot in pursuit of number 14, Steve Chambers. So Stringer right with him. That little slide he had did not deter his enthusiasm. He really is pushing hard. The tyres, when they get to this stage in the race, they get very hot and very slippery and very sticky. And with 130 horsepower, trying to feed through there, it tends to spin out. But now we could see, I don't think any of them are close enough to one another to be able to get a slipstream and get past the end of the straight. I think the last lap, we're going to see a lot of action. Well, if we were to have a radio in the helmet of any one of these 4 and we were to tell them that Carl Fogarty was 14 seconds ahead, they would be demoralised, but he is 14 seconds ahead of the second place man, and Brian Morrison is through now ahead of Andy McGladdery. As I was talking, he slipped through on the inside, but Morrison going really well. Stringer's now in his sights. So these 2 men, number 17 and number 2, are the aces in the pack. They've come through from relatively lowly positions.
positions, but there is still more work to be done. Steve Chambers leading the quintet into the bottom of the mountain, left-hander. And Chambers, what about the psychological pressure on him now?
Well, he's handling it very well. He hasn't gone to pieces at all. I thought when he looked behind and saw 5 guys chasing him that closely, then he would have... often when you try too hard, you end up going slower, but he's still keeping the pace up, and none of them have really had a big bite at him at the moment.
Stringer, well there in 4th place. Chambers still holding good in 3rd. Morrison in 5th. McGladdery in 6th. And David Griffith, contrary to my earlier statement, has not given up. He's stayed with it. He's there in 7th. But McGladdery back through again on the inside of Morrison. So the Morrison challenge has faded. Andy McGladdery has come past ahead of number 2, Brian Morrison. And Ray Stringer has still yet to get his Yamaha past the number 14 machine of Steve Chambers, but he is trying. Is he trying hard enough? And now on Steve Parrish's line, he's done it. He is through, squeezing through on the Yamaha. Steve, another superb move, but he's gone wide, but not too wide.
Yeah, he went very wide then, but enough to be able to get the traction down, and he just did the old manoeuvre once again, and it seems to work every single time. But now he's got to keep Chambers behind him for this when they come up to start their last lap.
Well, a new 3rd place man, Ray Stringer, number 17, up into 3rd. 14 has gone down into 4th place, and number 14, Steve Chambers, has gone. 4th place for him. Ray Stringer still holding good in 3rd. Steve Chambers. The battle's still on for 5th and 6th, but Stringer now has to see if there's anything he can do. Morrison has come through into 5th. Brian Morrison, number 2 on the Honda, through into 5th. Race leader, number 4, Carl Fogarty, some 16 seconds. The last lap flag is out. Roger Burnett takes the last lap flag. The gap getting ever wider as they get deeper into the race. And this on the last lap with Ray Stringer heading Steve Chambers. Steve, this is amazing.
Yeah, well, now Ray Stringer, he wants to be using every single bit of the track. He wants to stick his arms and knees and everything else he possibly can, because he's got to block Steve Chambers. So Chambers might try a big effort at the end of the straight, but it looks though Stringer's Yamaha is that bit quicker, he's able to pull out. But he probably won't even look behind. He'll just give it everything he's got.
And look at Morrison. Morrison now right with Steve Chambers. So can Brian Morrison, number 2, with half a lap, a little over a mile to do, sneak past the number 14 machine of Steve Chambers? So Brian Morrison, number 2, lining up now to get past Steve Chambers, number 14, and can he do it? Chambers is in 4th, Morrison is in 5th. This is going to go all the way to the flag. Morrison is poised, but no, Chambers has a look over the left shoulder. Morrison still into the left-hand turn. Steve?
Well, if Morrison doesn't do it as they go into this corner here, the mountain, then I don't think he will, because there's just not enough room for it. Steve Chambers can just make sure he uses all the roads, shut all the doors, but Morrison's trying on the inside, but no, I'm fairly certain Steve Chambers now, with the power he's got, can hold on to that 4th spot. Well,
Hall bend's very difficult. Over the line to collect the checkered flag. Carl Fogarty, number 4. A scintillating win for him, but we're now waiting for this battle to see who emerges for the 3rd, 4th and 5th place. That's where the action is being. Waiting now for Roger Burnett. Number 9, Roger Burnett, over the line. Ray Stringer and number 14, Steve Chambers, holds off the challenge from number 2, Brian Morrison. A gripping 750cc superbike race. A gripping and equally distinctive performance as in the Formula 1. The race winner, Carl Fogarty. In 2nd place, Roger Burnett, number 9. Ray Stringer, hard fought, but a terrific 3rd on the Yamaha. Steve Chambers brought his Honda home in 4th. Brian Morrison on yet another Honda, 5th. And 6th place, number 30cc Supersport.